No need to worry. That's the advice from Prime Minister Andrew Holness when asked how the government plans to fund the proposed increase to the income tax threshold. Mr. Holness, who was speaking to journalists outside the Parliament today, was mum on the details, but he said it's a promise he plans to keep. Jamaica Maitland has details.
I don't think the country should worry about that. You will realize that this government is very deep. This government is very strategic.
Prime Minister and Jamaica Labour Party leader Andrew Holness announced what he described as version 2.0 of the $1.5 million pay-as-you-earn threshold recently in Trelawney. An announcement the opposition said raises more questions than answers.
What we're saying, fine. Increase it, yes, we've called for it because we think it's justified. But the way in which it's financed needs to be disclosed. It cannot be done the way they did it last time.
Back in 2016, when the government first announced the tax break for PAYE citizens, there was no mention of new taxes.
We took a look at what all the unions said and what the PSOJ said. Then say if you can't afford it one time, phase it in.
Special consumption tax increased and GCT on certain items also went up. Opposition leader Mark Golding argued that although it was indirect taxation, a significant number of Jamaicans who earn below the threshold didn't benefit. This time around, Mr. Golding says the government needs to be fully transparent.
We need to hear from the government the parameters of how they propose to finance this, how they're going to fund it, when they plan to roll it out, and to what extent they're planning in terms of an increase.
So we already know how we're going to do it.
The timing of it, though, PM.
Well, as I said to you before, as a government, we're very strategic. What you see materializing now couldn't just happen overnight.
Notably, there was no mention of the income tax threshold in Thursday's throne speech. Some political commentators have called it an election ploy. Could it be part of the Holness administration's plans for the general elections constitutionally due by September 2025? The Prime Minister says it's a promise that he intends to keep.
We're in the season for promising. Has to be carefully thought out. And if there's one thing you can say about this government, is that all the things we have said we would do, we have done, and we have done it without imposing any new taxes on the people. We have done it by reducing the debt. We have done it by reducing debt servicing. We have done it by maintaining a stable currency. We have done it by reducing inflation.
Jamaica Maitland, TVJ News.